Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Tonight is the March 26, 2026 Town Board meeting. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So to start off tonight, we have a real treat. We have with us Mr. James Criffo, who is a World War II veteran, prisoner of war, a centurion, and we are going to start with a little video to show everybody, and then we have a few presentations for him.
Several years ago, a researcher named Hans den Broek reached out to my family to learn about my father's time during World War II. My father has always been reluctant to talk about those memories. More recently, Hans connected a fellow researcher, Gil Geerings, with us, and he encouraged my father to tell his story. About this interview, I can understand this will be so difficult for your father, but you have to say to him that he is a true hero and people have to know what he experienced. This is the only way we can keep history alive, that people will not forget all the sacrifices that were made for our freedom. I can talk about history, but that just makes me a storyteller. When your father tells something, people take it seriously. There's no wrong way he could tell his experiences. He was and still is such a brave man. I have tremendous respect for him. His entire military career is interesting, but because his crash landing was so close to my home, this part is the most interesting for me. It might sound silly, but I do believe in fate. Maybe it is with the purpose that a man from Belgium, more than 70 years later, came across his forgotten story and was able to locate him. It is this email and many other exchanges like it that eventually led to this interview.
My name is James Criffo.
And when and where were you born?
I was born in I believe, a Bellevue Hospital in New York City.
What were you doing before the war?
Before the war, going to school, working. I was learning to become an electrician. Worked at the Hotel Sadler, or Hotel Pennsylvania in New York.
How old were you around this time?
18, maybe, when I got out of school, about 18 years old. That's it. Yeah, when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, I believe I was, I was at home watching, see what happened. I was drafted. My specialty was I became a communication because I was an electrician, and I knew communication was one of my favorites, and that was it. From home is my wallet, a picture of my family, maybe a few religious items in my wallet, and myself. He was one guy, Shaburka. He comes from Binghamton. We became very good friends. We went to England together to London. We were there for a while. Then he was in another area, but we were still friends. But then I ended up being first echelon. I don't know why, but maybe because of communication. I don't know. I don't know what was he dealing in. But communication usually goes first. So that's what happened. We ended up being first echelon, and then I heard that he probably took off on the second echelon. And then I never heard from him. I never saw him. I never heard. But I had the picture of him, and I knew his name, and I knew he came from Binghamton. And we never got to see each other. And from France, we went to Holland. We were transferred. We went to the base camp, then all of a sudden we got orders to go. We got to go to Holland. On the glider, yeah, nobody was talking. Nobody was saying anything. You had your equipment and everything else, because we were in communication. All we had was the equipment, the communication equipment on the glider. We had a trailer on ours. Some of them had Jeeps. Mine was with the equipment, even though it crashed, it was supposed to land it didn't get loose or anything. Nobody got hurt with crashing, or the trailer broke up. It's just that we all started to disperse. Now I don't know where the other four dispersed from what area, but three of us dispersed from the different area, and I'm assuming that we fell in the wrong spot. As soon as it crashed, we tried to get out of the glider, and we were being fired upon. So you return fire as much as you can. Three of us are once doing the firing. From what I understand, there was four of them that escaped that were behind us, they tell us. I didn't know that. They claimed that they were back of us, and that's why they weren't firing, because maybe they figured they were going to hit us. I don't know. Because I didn't hear no firing from them. Maybe they did, I don't know. Thinking that I would get home sooner or later someday. That was my only hope.
What was it like returning home?
Can't beat it. Can't beat it at all. The only thing I regret, like I always say, I think I put my mom through a lot through it. Being I was sold as a prisoner of war or whatever. At first I presumed they sent me presumed dead or whatever, and then they told me I was a prisoner of war. And that's my only regret, making my mother go through a lot.
What emotion did you feel when you received the Legion of Honor from the French government?
I was very proud. I was very happy. I was very surprised. I wouldn't even think about doing it. And it's a medal that I'll remember. I got through the French, but I wouldn't have even attempted to even think about it.
And what about the Purple Heart?
Purple Heart was because of a few shrapnel things that I got. Nothing really serious. Unless they give it to you because you're a prisoner of war, I don't know.
Do you have any lessons that you would pass on?
And just being grateful that you're alive and able to do what you want to do, and as best as you can.
We have a few presentations for you, Mr. Criffo. Town board, join me. So, Mr. Criffo, we have a proclamation, first of many tonight, from the East Fishkill Town Board, which I will read. Mr. James Criffo was born in New York City in 1925, son of Joseph and Carmela. He was the eldest son of three. As a young man, he worked at the Hotel Pennsylvania in New York as an apprentice electrician. In September 1943, at the age of 18, James was drafted into the U.S. Army. He served with the 101st Airborne Signal Company, which provided the crucial communications infrastructure for the 101st Airborne Division, including the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment. While the 506th, famous for the Easy Company, was a frontline combat unit, Signal Corps personnel were to manage the radio communications, wire laying, and message centers essential for coordinating jumps and ground operations. After parachuting with the 101st Airborne 506th Parachute Infantry into the Saint-Mère-Église and surviving the Normandy invasion, James signed up with the Gliders. And on September 17, 1944, the 101st Airborne was one of three divisions assigned by flyover Belgium to Holland. They were to land north of Eindhoven near the village of St. James, and his 6 fellow crew members aboard the glider number 21 crash landed in enemy territory. Of the 7 men on board, 4 escaped, 2 were killed by enemy fire, and James was captured and taken prisoner after exchanging gunfire with the Germans. After being imprisoned at Stalag prison camp, he was moved to work camp, and James was liberated on May 4th, 1945 by the Americans. And in 1949, James married the love of his life, Elise Marone, married for 67 years, and they raised 4 wonderful children. The addition of 8 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren brought so much joy to their lives. Now, the town of East Fishkill recognizes the exceptional military service and safe return, distinguished life, and East Fishkill Centurion, the town of East Fishkill values the sacrifice you and your family have made for our country. Now, I, town supervisor with the town board, and all of our citizens do by extend our sincere appreciation to you, Mr. Crispo, for your notable and impactful life and being our hometown hero, sir. Congratulations. Sir, we have a few others. We have a member from our Congressman Lawler's office is here tonight. Here we are.
Sir, on behalf of Congressman Mike Lawler, who wanted to be here tonight, but he is very busy at the moment. We want, from our office and from myself personally, being a veteran, I want to say thank you for your service. And because of what you did and because of what your generation did, it gave me the opportunity to serve. And thank you for that. We would like to present you this certificate of appreciation from our office. It is a proclamation. It is not as good as that one. I'm going to let you know right now. But thank you for your service, and thank you for everything that you've done for your country, sir. Thank you.
And we do have our New York State Assemblyman here, Anil Bipan.
Hello, sir. Well, it's good to be back home here in East Fishkill. And let me tell you, it's such a profound honor to be here to celebrate you, sir.
Thank you very much.
So I won't read the entire citation, but
Don't have to.
maybe I will now. No, not only on behalf of the 140,000 residents of our district, but the entire state of New York owes you a debt of gratitude. We thank you for your service. We thank you and everyone that you served with for our freedom, because we would not have been here today without you all.
Okay.
So, on behalf of the state of New York, this is an official citation, not only on my behalf, but all my colleagues alike, thanking you and recognizing your
Really
service
appreciate it.
to our country.
My daughter.
Thank you very much,
I
sir.
really appreciate it.
And I believe we have a representative from Senator Rollison's office. Our state senator.
So unfortunately, the senator wasn't able to attend today, so he did send me on his behalf. So he does want to say
And you're representing me?
yes. But oh my God, sorry. So I do. So we do have this proclamation on behalf of Senator Rollison as well as the Senate, and we also do have this commendation award that comes on behalf of the senator as well as the New York State Senate. This is for extraordinary constituents, and I know that you are nothing, no shorter than extraordinary, so you do deserve, this is very well deserved, so we want to give you this.
Really appreciate it.
And
And representing our Dutchess County Executive, Sue Serino, we have the Director of Veterans Affairs here, Mr. Adam Roche.
Thank you. James. You do. James, it's tough to say something that hasn't been said already. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Supervisor. But as a combat veteran myself, one thing that really sticks out is the 4 survived and the 2 that passed away with you. And I know we live our lives for those that didn't make it back.
Yeah, right.
100%. And, not even that, beyond your military service, James.
Be honest with me.
Yeah, well, this is why you're here. This is why we're here, for them as well. You're representing them now.
I hope so.
And you're doing a hell of a good job, I can tell you that. But other than that, your life is rooted in love, your devotion, and family, sharing 67 years of marriage with your beloved wife, and leaving a lasting legacy through his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, whose lives continue to reflect in your strength and in your character. Now, therefore, I, Sue Serino, not me, County Exec of Dutchess County, hereby honor and recognize James for his extraordinary service, sacrifice, enduring legacy, and express profound gratitude for his contributions both to our country and to our community. So on behalf of our county exec, Sue, who regretfully cannot make it, the 300,000 plus citizens here in Dutchess County and 13,500 veterans in Dutchess County, James, thank you so much. Thank you for everything
very much.
you've
I
done.
appreciate it.
No, there's more, there's more. I believe, do we have our American Legion wants to say a few words? Sure. We have our commander.
I guess they work. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome.
Good evening. I'm Lance Ashworth, Commander of the American Legion, Post 1758, honoring Manny Bacon here in Hopewell Junction. And on behalf of the men and women in our post, which numbers about 121, we want to congratulate Mr. Criffo on his continued service to the nation, representing veterans, a tribute with having been a prisoner of war and service in World War II. This is honestly the greatest generation, and for those of us who are fortunate to have met individuals like Mr. Criffo, or grandparents, or any of your relatives, we just want to soak up every last drop of them that we can, because slowly that light is fading, and their service and their contribution to this country is not lost on us. So thank you.
Mr. Criffo, we have a member of our New York State Police here to honor you.
Do they want to see me?
All right. Thank you for your service, sir. All right, my name's Ryan. I didn't prepare anything. All right, it's an honor to be here though and meet you. I see you've gotten a lot of awards today. Some will call them a gift, and I just gotta say, having you here is a gift.
Thank you.
All right, being here part of this moment, I'm honored. All right, thank you for everything you've done. And from New York State Police, we're here to support you. I didn't serve personally, so I always say there's a million men and women that are stronger than I am.
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, and
I want to thank you.
yes, thank you.
And we have some members of our fire district here.
You didn't have to dress up for it.
This is Chief Conti, Mr. Criffo.
I would just like to say it's an honor to be here, a part of this, because my dad actually did serve in World War II, and I understand why you don't want to talk about your stories, because as much as I tried to get that out of him, he was too proud.
I'm not the only one.
Honor, that's right. But it was said a few times here how lucky we are, and we are very lucky and blessed that we still have members of World War II around, and we need to absorb all that information from you guys, because that's a history we can't let go by, because then history repeats itself, unfortunately. And I just want to say I'm very proud to say that I've met you tonight.
Thank you very much.
And maybe you saw my dad out there in the field.
Thank you, Chief. So, Mr. Criffo, would you like to say a few words, sir?
All I can say is thank you to all of you for being here, and I really appreciate this. Thank you. I can't say much more.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your family. Thank you for everything.
My baby.
And his birthday is coming up in June, 101. Could we say? Could we do a little happy birthday now? No, let's wait. Okay.
Mentioned it, they don't have to stay.
Yeah, outside.
You're quite a long one. Must be the great-grand.
Well, it's always nice to start a meeting like that.
Great job.
Just give a minute for everybody to clear out, then we'll start the meeting.
Thank you very much.
W camera Jimmy.
Here's a nice man.
He didn't talk about it until probably about a year before he died.
Really?
He didn't talk about it. His kids didn't even. His kids knew less than I did. When he was caught, he did communication. He stood on top of the hill, not to the left, not to the right, whatever. When he got caught, they told me he got he tied up his head. When they found him, put him in a train, beats across the train. Maybe he's a little guy. He was sitting in the corner of the box, and it was the only spot that had a hole inside the train, up to the bathroom. And I said to him, well, you can answer the truth. You know the answer. He says, I said, how's your arm? No. He just laughed. He never laughed. He never talked about it. Yeah.
No.
My father never went to service. Never. My father never went over.
Wish I had some easy.
Greenberg Arts, that area.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, do it. I'll come over.
Okay, Mike, we'll go back on. Okay, well, that was very nice. Congratulations to Mr. Criffo again. And just a few announcements before we get on with our meeting. So I hope everyone's well. Welcome Springs here. Doesn't feel like it. Well, today it feels like it's about 70 degrees, so that's nice.
Yeah, switch up.
But what that means is that our Town Cleanup Day is coming, and Town Cleanup Day will be this Saturday, 8 a.m. So if you could help out, clean up around the town, please be here at Town Hall on Saturday morning, 8 a.m. We'll have some bagels and coffee to start, and you get a T-shirt, and you also get some pickers and some garbage bags and gloves to help us clean up the town. So please, if you can, Saturday, 8 a.m. So I started out the month with my Mayors and Supervisors Association meeting like I do every month. This month we were in the town of Wappinger, which was great. It was nice and close. We had very lengthy discussions about our visits to Association of Towns this past year, this in February, and what's happening with certain New York State legislation, particularly with certain aspects dealing with housing and the erosion of possibly home rule. And this was a big discussion with the mayors and supervisors. Some New York State officials might argue that home rule is blocking housing supply, driving up the prices, and they claim, but they are trying to have some policies that could possibly limit or override local control, which Mayors and Supervisors Association is not very fond of. So in 2023, New York State had this housing compact proposal where they were setting housing growth targets for every municipality in the state, and then the state would be allowed to override local zoning if those targets weren't met. And also tried to do a fast-track approval for letting developers who would, if local zoning didn't comply for their project, it would still allow it. So that is a direct intrusion with home rule and local land use authority. So we were discussing that, as well as the state wanted to make ADUs, accessory dwelling units, as of right, which that also takes a town or village or city out of the planning process to say whether we want that in a certain area or not. They were trying to, one controversial piece was to require higher density housing near train stations to allow apartment buildings within a set radius. And again, this would override local control, local decisions about scale and density and the character of your town. So they were also looking, the state to use state land to bypass local zoning. So build housing on state-owned property that would potentially ignore local zoning entirely. So pretty much we had a lot of issues with that. We were discussing that. So pretty much the state wants to make sure that, of course, that local zoning, they claim, is exclusionary. There should be a multitude of different housing stocks in every community, and we always try our best. But one thing that we have to try to remain strong with is to keep home rule control. Each municipality has control of their own set of zoning and housing reviews, so we can make sure that density, infrastructure, community character is all intact. So this was mainly the discussion with the mayors and supervisors this month. We are preparing a letter that we're going to send to the Association of Towns saying how home rule must be kept in place. And I believe Association of Towns is going to compile these letters by every county, then to send up to the governor and to the New York State Legislature for review. I will keep you posted as to what happens with that. I attended Dutchess County Law Enforcement Academy graduation. It was up at the Marriott Pavilion at the CIA, the Culinary Institute of America. Great ceremony. The sheriff and his staff, they do a wonderful job. our newest police officer that we hired. He graduated, and congratulations to Police Officer Nicholas Deacon, our newest. He will absolutely make us all proud, right, Chief?
Oh, you certainly will.
I'm certain he will.
Do we brag about his award?
I am about to.
Oh, okay.
The Academy, they do like to give out awards to the top police officers in different categories. And Officer Deacon did receive the academic award, correct? So it's nice to know that we have the smartest officer of the bunch there. And so thank you to the chief, and thank you to the lieutenant as well for deciding and always picking men and women who are here to serve the community at their best. So thank you, Chief. Dutchess County Economic Development Advisory Committee, or EDAC, had another meeting. I sit on this committee as the chair of the local government board. We did receive some news that the Assistant County Executive, Ron Hicks, will be retiring. He's the head of economic development for Dutchess County. He will be retiring in May, and retirement is very well deserved. Congratulations to him. But it is going to be a big loss for the county. Mr. Hicks always has been proven a tremendous player, a tremendous advocate in local and county government with the local government, and he's brought a lot of projects to this county. And as we all know, it's very important, very necessary to make sure that these projects keep coming in for the economic vitality of our county and to help stabilize our tax base. So he will be missed. So thank you for all you've done, Assistant County Executive Hicks, and congratulations on your retirement. You'll be missed. I had a meeting with Councilperson Flores and our comprehensive plan advisor, our town planner, about our next steps with the comprehensive master plan. We are advertising for residents to sit on the comprehensive plan implementation committee. Now, we get to that phase right now that we actually going to see through what we have adopted, and this committee will help get that done. One of the most important topics is how we can preserve land in the town. That was one of the top noted on our questionnaire. Hundreds and hundreds of people want to see more open space in our town. So we're trying to come up with some ideas. I'm calling it our Community Character Preservation Act. And this is to try to keep as much open space as possible and limit development. As we all know, in East Fishkill, we're blessed with many farms, and unfortunately, over many decades, as we have seen, these farms have gotten sold, then developed for housing, and that can be a real challenge, right? It's challenging because what does housing bring? It brings, more people in the community, more traffic, more roads for us to maintain. And on the other hand, it's challenging because these property owners have rights. They own the property, they have a right to develop it. If they meet all the New York State laws and requirements, they could develop their property. So we don't want to see these farms go away. So we definitely want to make sure that we're going to try to limit how much development is going to go on into this town. And this is what the plan will be. This committee will dig into that, see what we can do, possibly have a referendum on the ballot for a couple of items with purchasing maybe some farms or probably purchasing some development rights. So this way we can limit the amount of development that goes on. We did make a comprehensive list of all the different farms throughout the town. And actually, some portions of farms are already protected, and protected meaning that they can't be developed, no housing can be developed on there. But many farms are not. Many properties, hundreds and hundreds of acres, are not protected. So this committee will address that, and obviously they will address the entire comprehensive plan and make sure that now we implement it. So if you're interested, please put a letter of interest with your resume, send it to my office, and we will, hopefully next month, we could adopt a implementation committee. My staff and I had a meeting with NYSDOT, New York State Department of Transportation, and their new regional director, Ms. Fuda. It was at their headquarters up in Poughkeepsie. We discussing the Route 82 bridge project that has been in the works for several years now. Also, we were discussing the project to combine with the bridge project of rerouting Route 376 where the train tracks are. This project has been in some planning for some time now. especially the bridge project. They are moving ahead with the bridge, and we're discussing how the rerouting of 376 can help mitigate traffic congestion in the hamlet. And that's the whole idea, right? If the DOT has to come in and do a major project on this road, we need to help the traffic congestion. So we do have a plan in place. We do have a lot of work to do. They did like the proposal. We are now working with the MTA to discuss about property acquisition or easements that we would need for this potential new Route 376. So we're going through that process and many, many other processes. So they've given us about a year to come up with the plan and get the approvals from the different agencies that we need in conjunction with DOT, because this is a New York State road, highway, and they will be in charge of the project. So I will keep you posted as we move along with that. Yesterday, I attended the Dutchess Regional Chamber of Commerce's monthly contact breakfast. The guest speaker was Kevin Lanahan. He's the senior vice president of the New York ISO, which is the independent system operator. They run the New York State electric grid. Did a great job, a wonderful presentation on how New York State distributes the power upstate, downstate, and the need of expansion for power, how the demand is going to increase. And he also addressed briefly somewhat about the cost associated with the energy. As we all know, we are all having issues with the cost of energy. Actually, we will be having our next town board workshop next month about this issue. We have a resolution tonight to change our workshop date from April 9th to April 8th, a Wednesday evening. And we will be having at John Jay High School, because we will be having a large, showing for that. So we want to have enough space for everybody to come and ask their questions, along with several other town supervisors in the community, neighboring towns, New York State Assemblyman A.J. Bepan, New York State Senator Rob Rollison will also be in attendance as well. Very demanding topic right now. So, I mean, the cost of electric and gas is very concerning to all our residents and businesses as well. It puts a huge strain on businesses. People don't think about that, but it really does. We will also have Central Hudson there to explain the different charges on your bill, to explain where and how these charges are developed and where those funds go once they collect those charges. So we will be advertising. Make sure you look out. We'll put it on our social media, our website, everything, to make sure we get as many people to attend that April 8th meeting at the high school. So thank you to New York ISO for coming down to the Chamber's breakfast. It was very, very informative. And we'll also have invited them for our meeting on the 8th as well, New York ISO. And speaking about the Chamber of Commerce, I attended their annual gala. It was a few weeks ago on a Saturday up in Poughkeepsie. Great event, over 440 attendees. Every year they do a wonderful job with the gala, and the Chamber of Commerce is made up of all the different businesses in Dutchess County, and of course the Chamber's there to support and make sure that they can do whatever they can to keep those businesses in business and thriving. So thank you to the Chamber. They do a tremendous job. At the gala every year they do give out a series of awards to all different businesses, and this year our very own farmers of the Hudson Valley Fresh received the Good Neighbor Award. Several farms in East Fishkill are a member of the Hudson Valley Fresh organization, so congratulations to them. Farmers are very hard workers. They deserve all the credit, that's for sure. And we all know Hudson Valley Fresh, I'm sure. Our clerk drinks their chocolate milk all the time. So we got to make sure we keep them busy as well. So thank you and congratulations to the farmers of Hudson Valley Fresh. I attended the Dutchess County Transportation Council meeting this month. It was a voting meeting held up at the Hyde Park FDR home site. We do meet monthly, usually by Zoom, but twice a year we meet for a voting meeting where the county executive attends. The Dutchess County Transportation Council is the organization for Dutchess County that operates as the MPO, the Metropolitan Planning Organization. They ensure all the federal transportation funds are spent throughout the year. They have to make sure that a comprehensive and locally plan is in process to be approved by the federal government in order to receive and then divert those funds. They also provide a very nice forum for all local and state officials to discuss all our transportation issues. I sit on this committee as East Fishkill is the largest town in Dutchess County, and we are a permanent voting member. And they have been very helpful to East Fishkill over the years with several different projects for funding when we were short on funding. So thank you to DCTC. I was invited and attended the annual Dutchess Weekend, which was held at our fire district headquarters. Dutchess County Weekend, it's a term that usually the firefighters use. It's a multi-day training that they gather all the volunteer firefighters from across Dutchess County. They do hands-on drills, classes, they coordinate between departments. It's supported by the Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response and the Dutchess County Volunteer Firefighters Association. Dutchess County has over 2,000 firefighters across 37 departments, most of whom are volunteer. East Fishkill, we have the largest volunteer fire department in all of Dutchess County. Training is coordinated through the county's Fire Training Division, which is provided by New York State's certification courses and very hands-on drills that they do there. The county also manages the mutual aid planning, which allows different departments to respond if there's a large emergency such as floods, ice storms, or large fires. So thank you to our East Fishkill Fire District, our East Fishkill Fire Chief John Jackson for hosting this event. Dutchess County actually has the largest attendance for several years for these weekends in the entire state. So that just goes to show you the dedication the men and women have in our fire community. And as we've said many, many times, Councilman Marinaro is a member of one of our fire companies. If you can volunteer, please do so. It's a very nice organization to be part of. Our fire district helps so many people out, so if you have free time and you want to help out our community, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to start. So, thank you. And with that, Mr. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilperson Arco?
Present.
Councilperson Marinaro?
Present.
Councilperson Franco?
Present.
Councilperson Flores?
Present.
Supervisor Delisano?
Present, thank you, Clerk. We do have one hearing tonight, which is for a dangerous building. Okay, so we have a building at 1486 Route 82. Do I have a motion to open up this hearing?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing now open. Do we have representatives from 1486 Route 82?
Yes, thank you. I'd like to present some handouts, if I may,
Sure.
for help aid us in the conversation tonight.
So just to give a little background about this 1486 Route 82, the building department contacted the owner of the property in July of '24 to express the concerns about the condition of the structure. The owner responded in November of '24 with a structural assessment from a licensed engineer that indicated the structure was in very poor condition and needed structural and roof repairs. The structure remains neglected and continues to deteriorate as of this date. The roof remains partially collapsed, allowing the interior to be compromised by the weather. The owner has not applied for a rehab or demolition permit to date. A site plan sketch was submitted to the planning board last September for the redevelopment of the site, which included demolishing the existing structure. However, the proposed project was not in conformance with town zoning code. So tonight we have the property owner here and his professionals to give us a presentation as what to do with the property. And thank you for coming in, sir.
that where I can also see it?
Good evening. My name is Peter Scott. I'm an architect and an engineer. I'm also a consultant building inspector, and I have 7 years' experience. I was a building inspector in the town of North Salem. Our firm was retained to basically take a look at the project. We couldn't do much work because it's snowing a lot, but we did finally get into the building. We walked through it, and we prepared a report tonight to talk about the building stabilization and the site stabilization. The first thing I have to report upon is, let's touch on the site plan. When we went there, there was a existing drainage pipe which ran through the site. It's a 36-inch CMP pipe at this location. It was clogged. There was a river coming from the water course coming from the east down a hillside and running not in the pipe, but going across the pavement and discharging across Route 82, causing a hazard. What we did is we prepared a report. Okay. So what we did is we prepared a report on our findings, but it was of such a serious nature that we took upon ourselves to bring in a contractor to repair these components a couple days ago because of the snow melt and the extensive water we had coming down the hillside. We presented to you pictures on our repairs, and they're presented in after. We took after pictures, not before pictures, of course. It looks better for us. But, and so we basically took care of the inlet, took care of the outlet, put riprap in to the site, repaired and cleaned out the culvert beneath 82, filled in holes within the parking lot because the water was running so strong from the storms we had that it churned up all the parking. And we repaired everything on the site that you see. We seeded it, and we put in blankets, erosion control blankets, so that grass will grow shortly. And we did that to stabilize the site because that was a serious situation, and it also prevented water from entering into the building. So we did all that in the last couple days just because we had to wait for the snow to melt to move forward on the project. So that is basically the second page of my report. We took care of everything already, and that's the repair of the site and stabilization. Then our firm went through the building. I am an architect, a civil engineer, and a structural engineer. I went to school for a long time. And basically, we then looked through the building itself. The building is a wood frame building with basically piers and a wood frame construction. And it was used at one time for an apartment in the rear and a fish market in the front. Our observations on the property indicated there was some failure in a block retaining wall on the north side, northwest side of the building toward the 82 frontage. And we looked at that first off for overall structural stability. We also went around the building and took photographs, et cetera. We went into the building. We went to the building about halfway through it, but the conditions were pretty much similar. And on the exterior of the building, we've lost all the soffits on the north side. It was tree damage. The building is clad with aluminum siding, which is painted, which is stable, but it does need repair on the eaves, basically because of wind damage, et cetera. The windows are somewhat sealed on the upper level. The lower level, all the doors and windows are enclosed with plywood to prevent illegal entry. Our recommendations initially is to post the building, especially on the perimeter, on the outside. We are recommending that we probably put in a fencing system around that so no legal access into the building could take place. Plywood screwed in place is okay, but this other option would be a little more protective. The initial review and design of the building we did prepare repairs for the concrete block. That was our principal review of the project itself. We didn't go and look at the integrity of the second floor, but basically there are some small problems with a sloped roof because of its low angle and its application at the time. So our intent would be to basically move forward and review the building for integrity. Our intent of the project basically is, as you know, in October of '25, my client had an applicant before you, an engineer to do a site plan. That application was rejected for non-compliance. Our firm, we are experts in multifamily commercial buildings. We've been doing this for 40 years. We're town engineers in several towns in Connecticut. Our office is in Brewster, and we do work throughout this area, including your town itself over the years. We've only been retained for about a month, waiting for the snow to melt. So we are prepared to move forward to move that site planning forward, moving through the process of a change of use in the R1 zone. And also, again, we did the site repair work right away so we wouldn't have a violation open on the site plan and have unstable properties potentially impacting the Route 82 corridor. So that's why we took care of this right away with the improvements that you see before you. Our intent basically is to then go through the building and monitor it. It's a wood frame structure. The loading is based on wood framing, and in our inspection we did see that there are some issues where we have to reinforce some of the members. The building's 7,600 square feet, and we would like to see if we could reutilize that in our approval for a site plan. And accordingly, again, we want to stabilize this. We have paperwork ready to be filed for a building permit, but we thought it was improper to file them before we met with you tonight, just because we want to explain our position to you all and see if we can move forward at this point in time. My clients are committed to move this forward. They want to get it moving, and to be perfectly candid with you, they had the wrong engineer before you in October. We will not repeat those mistakes if we move this project. And again, we have an extensive resume. We can give you lists and lists of projects we work on daily and other municipalities. And this is what we do. We do a lot of multifamily apartment buildings, single family, large condominium projects, rental projects, et cetera. So this is in our wheelhouse, and we do all the site planning as well.
Can I ask a question? 1 minute, sir. I'll let you come up to the podium in a minute. So my question is, you said that you wanted to forego the current zoning and reapply for R1?
No, it's R1 right now.
Okay. So
Just, if I could, maybe I'd
Yes.
just clear up. So since 2024, the town's been attempting to have this structure addressed because it's under our code, a dangerous building. We've given the property owner many periods of time to make an application. This site was a pre-existing non-conforming use of a fish market, commercial use. It has been empty or abandoned for more than a period of 2 years, so it's no longer non-conforming.
Right.
We do have in our ordinance a special permit, which can be considered by the planning board to allow the redevelopment of pre-existing non-conforming uses. And this was set forth in correspondence that was given to the owner. It's kind of been radio silence for a good period of time, and I think that's what prompted this to come up tonight for the town board to consider whether or not we should go forward with the demolition of the building, because quite frankly, it's a blight in the area, and for the residents that live there to have to look at the condition of the property. So the application for redevelopment or modification will rightly go to the planning board. but you have to apply for a special permit under the code for reuse of it.
Right.
And the board tonight has before it a resolution that would give 30 days before the town would demolish the building. So if they, in good faith, are going to go forward, you might give a little extra time to allow that application to be filed, and on the condition that it is filed with the planning board and processed, then the town board could suspend the enforcement of the demolition order. That would be.
If I might clarify, our intent is to go for the building permit to stabilize the building. I think that'd be more important. And then we'll also work toward filing for the planning board. But it's a lengthy process, including SEQA, et cetera. So we're hoping we could.
Well, we know how long the process could be, but the process hasn't commenced.
Correct, yes.
So
We'll make that happen
we've
as
been
well.
waiting.
But I was hoping we could get the building permit so I can get this repair work done, just so we can, again, our goal was to make the building not fall down.
So you've been talking about pursuing plans tonight, and you've been talking about issue with the snow being an issue, why you couldn't. What are you actually proposing tonight to the town board as a plan for this? Regardless of what the town lawyer just put in place.
Right.
That there is a process in place. You really didn't give us any way where you foresee to go with this building.
Well,
Do you have any idea where you want to go with it?
I can give you intent on that. Our intent is make it multifamily if we can, and basically utilize the lower and upper levels for multifamily development.
Will that be in conjunction with the special permit?
Well, the special permit allows a mixture of office and residential in the character of the community. So there's some standards that would have to be addressed.
Will your clients be willing to move forward with the conditions of the special permit if granted by the planning board?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, again, we want to make the building safe for everyone. We want to make it encapsulated with
Well, that's our first
fencing.
concern, right? Because God forbid there's a fire and some of my volunteer firefighters going there, I don't need anybody having any access.
Correct.
Exactly, or neighbors,
Yes.
exactly.
And that's what we're presenting tonight. Again, our firm is moving forward with completing the proper paperwork to move the project forward at this point.
Just to be clear, that idea was presented before. Why hasn't it moved forward?
Because I wasn't retained at the time.
Okay.
He did indicate that they had problems with the prior engineer.
Yes.
Okay. All right, anybody else wish to speak for or against? Sure, please come up to the podium, state your name.
My name is Frank Coyle, and I'm one of the adjacent property owners. The other fellow couldn't be here because he's overseas. There's numerous issues with this property and it moving forward. There's no line of sight on Route 82 for vehicles to pull in and out onto the roadway. There's no, all the environmental things have changed regarding speedy, swift, runoff from water and everything else. Where are you going to put a septic system?
So can I all those issues?
Yes.
Very thorough issues have to be presented to the planning board and reviewed, like a new application. So they have to go through any other process than everybody else has to.
Right. I'm in this business myself.
So then you understand
I
how
do.
the
And
planning board works.
I do like heavy construction, road work for the DOT. The, also,
And they'd have to get a DOT permit, obviously,
Well,
if it's on
yeah.
a state highway.
but also too, the town, these people have owned this property, I imagine, for about 20 years.
I can't
Is
answer that.
that correct? 20 years. I've lived in this town for 35 years, and I own 2 homes in this town. They have let it degrade for the entire 20 years. Rabid animals could be living in it. The wood is all decomposing and a fire hazard. One spark and that place will go up. There's no parking for multifamily use, or, and even here, I have a letter from Filippano, his previous engineer, where he appears to hold the town hostage where he says, the owner has retained FP Villanano Consulting Engineer in an application for zoning change and representation during the public hearing with the intent to pursue a change from a residential R1 district to general business B1 district, localized district. At the present time, the owner desires to improve the parcel significantly with use permitted in B1 district, namely professional offices. And he's prepared, to cut to the chase, he's prepared to knock the building down. So he's saying, oh, yeah, we'll knock it down, but you roll over and give us B1. This building needs to be demolished.
No, he can't, there's no
At some point, or the town, and the other thing is, you have a fiduciary duty to enforce the laws, regulations, and zoning, and all the issues for the past 2 years, which he's got no fines. He should be fined for the condition of there's tons of laws on the books. And I will fight this to every ounce of my being and hire an attorney so that the fiduciary duty is followed. I'd also like copies of the site plans and any documentation that they're presenting to you. This is not going to happen.
So, sir, we don't oversee that part.
I'll FOIA it.
Right. The planning board, if it gets to that point, right, they have to present to the planning board, and they don't have an option for B1. The only option.
No, I know, but I didn't write this.
The only option they have is for an overlay zone that the town created.
I understand.
Years. Right. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
No, but I'm just saying this is their bullying tactic that they thought they were going to play with the town. And the other thing is, do they have the finances to do the work? We don't know that. Are they going to post a bond if they do get approval?
Well, I don't think we're allowed to keep.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think by law we can have a bond for completion of a project, right?
Within a limited scope, there are some things we've done. But that's down the road a little bit from the planning board process, so.
But the process is, if this town board decides tonight to extend the time period for them to secure the building, to make sure that it can't get access and up to the town engineer is his liking, and then proceed to a planning board with a plan for discussion, and then public hearing, and then secret review and everything else. And at that time, with the public hearing, all the neighbors are notified to come out and speak for or against the project, just like any other project. So that's the process. Our concern right now is to make sure the building is secure.
What happens if it catches on fire?
If it catches
do
on...
you have enough water to extinguish that wood frame building? Where are you going to get the water? There's no hydrants down there.
There's tankers.
Yeah, we have
Right. Well, that's a large building.
Yeah, we have
wood frame building.
We have tanker trucks, of course, yes. That's the fire department's
The same equipment, the same equipment that be used for any other home in the town would be used.
But it's a problem.
And that's why it's on the agenda tonight. If nobody came, then the town board would move forward and for us to demolish the building. And then we would set forth a process for us to demolish the building, and we charge it on their taxes.
No, yeah, so these plans will be submitted tonight to the town?
No, they're going to apply for a building permit to secure the building and fix the building. The town engineer and staff, building department, will do inspection to make sure it is, and then they will apply to the planning board for application for their project of what they're proposing.
And that's your discretion to give them a specified period of time to do this?
We can give them 60 days or 30 days to secure the building as per our engineers.
And I mean in the next step. I'm tired of looking.
Oh, and then there is timelines, right? We have timelines to submit to the planning board in order to get it on the agenda. So I don't know what those timelines are, but a week before the end of the month to get on to the next month. And then the process starts in the planning board.
Are you familiar with any of the correspondence?
I am not.
Okay, because, I mean, it's, you know,
We have.
Mr. Cassidy, June,
Yeah.
July, September,
Right, that's why, sir,
November,
that's why
January.
I recommended to the board that we put this on their agenda.
30 days.
Yeah, so in 60, it's before the board tonight to adopt an order to direct the demolition of the building. So because they're here and they're going to take these steps, in good faith, the town board will give them a brief period of time to attempt to secure the building and to file an application with the planning board. Failing that, it will come back to the town board within 30 or 60 days, whatever the board decides, and they can adopt the order, and then the building will be demolished.
I'd just like to be notified of this time frame so that I can stay abreast of it and make sure that they're compliant.
Let me explain that to you, sir.
Yes.
So the building permit would only be to secure the building.
No, I understand that.
If that's filed, there's no public notice. Once they file an application with the planning board, then there is a sign posted on the property indicating there's a application filed.
I'm familiar. I've seen-
And anyone within the adjoining properties are notified by mail. And there's also a notice published and the agenda's posted on the website.
Okay,
So through those processes, if you're a property owner, you would have notice of it.
okay.
And if you watch our meetings, you've seen that we've had several dangerous buildings. We've been dealing with these. I mean, we can't get, we're trying to do the best we can.
I was going to knock one down for you over by Hyatt, but you did it yourself.
Knock them down for us.
I had that bid.
Thank you, sir.
But, all right, thank you very much for your
Thank you.
time. I appreciate it.
Can I just add,
Yes?
I have a question for Mr. Scott. Are you familiar with Mr. Villano, FP Villano Consulting Engineers' assessment of the building?
Yes. Looked at it briefly. Basically, he was indicating there were some structural issues that had to be resolved.
He listed several areas of decayed timber framing were observed due to water infiltration. The second floor and roof areas had penetrations due to water infiltration. Those are pretty serious beyond and above what you had described,
Yeah, we're aware there's holes in the ceiling.
because you hadn't mentioned that.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay. Yes, sir.
My name's Bill Bracing. I live not far away. I pass this building a few times a week. First of all, I'd like to point out that the town attorney made a statement about what the board is going to do, and no vote has been taken yet. So
No, I said that'd be my recommendation as an option for the board, okay?
my hearing must be bad.
Yeah. There'll be a vote.
You've given the owner plenty chance. You've tried to, your agenda states that you've tried to contact him. He's non-responsive. I don't care what he says about the prior engineer, whether the new engineer is good or not. I don't know. My recommendation is let them come to the planning board with their new plans after you demolish the building. Please.
Thank you, sir, for your comments.
So,
Any other comments from the public?
sir, excuse me, what time frame are you looking to get tonight to start your work?
We're looking for 60 days to get the building initiated, the stabilization part of it, get the building permit, get people in there, clean up the interior, start moving through, my goal is to address the integrity of the building itself. Second phase after that would be applying for at the same time, we'll do the site plan, but I'm really concentrating on getting the building stable at this point in time.
I personally would like to see at least, this has been before us for quite a long time. I know that you are new on this project.
Yes.
But I would like to see probably within 30 days a plan to put together some kind of work in progress.
You're referring to...
Time is of the essence, as you heard tonight, the comments. This has been a dilapidated building for quite a long time.
Right.
I don't like to see myself, this situation in my town.
Yes.
So either we get together and move on, or some other remediation have to be taken. So I personally, sooner is better, just to let you know.
Yeah, one way to expedite is we can meet with the building department, go to the building, work them through directly. versus applications and reviews. That's probably the fastest way to get
Well,
the building.
review, we understand the review process, but we're looking for applications, so.
Yeah, we can put together a site plan. I think, I don't want to do, I want to be thorough with our application because we have to do a EAF, statement of use,
Yes, of
full
course.
engineering,
We're
septic
familiar with the
systems.
process.
Right.
Yes.
I have to test for septic system as well. I do perks and deep test holes because it's pre-existing non-conforming. So I've got a lot
Yeah,
of,
we understand the challenges on this site, and for many, as the councilman said, and others, that it's been decades that we like to see this building get fixed and no longer be a blight, and that's why we reached out to the property owner several times,
Yes.
trying to have goodwill.
Yes.
Okay, so we have shown goodwill.
Sure.
So that's what we're looking for back to the community.
yeah, we'll give you a sequence of everything we're pursuing with on the site planning side. We do it all the time anyway. We'll start checking off boxes as quick as we can.
Okay, so any other comments from the board?
So, to reiterate back on my point, if you go back and read on the notes or whatever happened with the meetings with, at the town and the previous engineering firm, you know the comments that they've been made.
I have.
And you know exactly what you could work with at this point.
Correct.
So asking for 60 days at this time is a little bit too much time. I just want you to know that.
I'd love to have 60 though, because my priority is get to the building department. It will take me some time to get that straightened out.
Well, I think that if I may, I think I would suggest we give them 30 days to secure the building, obtain a building permit, and secure the building within 30 days, and we'll give them another 30 days to apply to the planning board for their project. If not, by then, so that's April, May meeting. If not, then we demolish the building. And do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. There you go.
May meeting is...
Yeah,
Okay.
Got all that?
yeah.
Everybody read the February 12th, 2026 town board meeting? Oh, yeah. Do I have a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Do you want?
Public hearing closed. Thank you. Okay, everybody has the February 12th, 2026 minutes for review. Clerk, any changes, alterations? Now, do I have a motion to adopt February 12th, 2026 town board minutes?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes adopted, thank you. We do have a few, which I am not happy about, but we do have some additions. We have a tax certiorari, two tax certioraries, the Red Wing Hire Director, because we have to do that now. East Dutchess County is redoing the hazard mitigation plan, which we want to take part of, and we had to have an emergency repair at the Beekman Sewer District. We'll do those at the end. Okay, courtesy of the floor, anybody in the audience wish to speak on any general town issues, anything on the agenda, please come up and use the podium and state your name.
My name's Frank Caracappa. I just one comment. I've been to a number of public hearings, and they're not prepared to address the audience. And, you know...
They're not addressing the audience, they're addressing the board.
But it's a public hearing, though. Should we not have some of the information? Like, he
Well,
handed...
that's not a public hearing, it's a hearing for the town
Okay,
board.
I apologize.
Yes.
Okay, so...
This is on a dangerous building. We have to afford the property owner
Okay.
the opportunity to address the board.
Okay.
And
So I
then the
didn't understand.
supervisor
Okay.
extended the courtesy further.
Okay, so I appreciate that, because there have been public hearings where people stand in front of their information. So if we could just ask them in public hearings so that they can present it to the public as well, because we...
Well, most of the planning board meetings now, they put it on the TV
They do,
screen.
yes, so that's it. So, but here, you know, then they should at least be prepared with a, you know, a
A
jump drive.
handout, if it's a public hearing, yes.
Yes, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, for this one, wasn't it was a hearing, but not the public
Okay,
hearing.
cool, all right, so I get that. But
Yes.
you know, but if people do stand in front of their materials, we should really be very cognizant of that, but I appreciate that.
Sure, thank you. Anyone else wish to speak about any agenda items or any general town issues? Please use the podium and state your name. How are you, sir?
How you doing, everyone? My name is Randy Baker.
How are you?
In the past, I've been running the vending at Hopewell Rec,
Yes, sir.
and my concern is that I've been told that they're trying to do maybe a food truck to fill in the space at the park there because the kitchen is held to be dangerous.
Yes.
Understanding, but I was just saying, I was thinking like maybe I should have some type of dibs or some type of, maybe my price remain the same that I was renting the space for, because from what I hear, the price is gonna raise for whoever vends there this year. And I just, through my experience being there the 10 years, I've gained a lot of, love from the people there, the kids. I sponsor a baseball team there.
And I understand that, and I thank you for the years you've done it, but you understand we can't give dibs to nobody.
Right.
There's a public process where people have to bid on that. It's a publicly owned property that we lease out, and we're to the point of that building that the town doesn't want to inject any more money to fix the repairs that are needed for that kitchen. It's just more financially better for the town to rent out to a food truck or whatnot to provide. And don't you have a food truck as well?
I do.
And don't you bid on other items as
Yes,
well?
I do.
Okay, so did you bid on this one for the main camp here?
There's no paperwork. I haven't received it.
It's going out now.
Oh, it's going out now?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, beautiful. No,
Okay.
maybe I stepped out too early.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Next Wednesday, look. Next Wednesday, you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Anybody else wish to speak on any general town issues, anything on the agenda? Please come up and use the podium. No? Okay. We have a receipt and file, our accounting report for the clerk's office from our town auditors. Clerk, you've received that? Okay. The town board has received a copy, each of you. Any comments or questions about it? Everything in the report seems satisfactory by the auditors.
Yeah, I think there were some recommendations that were made that it just so happens that we had addressed late last year in some updated procedures that Councilman Marinaro and I worked on with our controller's office and our clerk's office. And those recommendations we had already implemented as a result of those updated procedures. So,
Okay, great. Thank you for the comment. Okay, resolutions. Councilman Franco, first one?
We did the first one already, right? Two.
Oh, number two?
Yeah. Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize the transfer of police service weapon to Lieutenant Kenneth Knapp, who will be retiring March 27th, 2026, after 20 years of service to the town of East Fishkill.
Thank you, Councilman. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Chief?
Oh, man, we lost a good one. Was anybody on the board responsible for hiring Lieutenant Knapp at the time?
20,
We're not that
no, it was
old.
before all our tenures. I think I'm the oldest on the board.
Peter?
Oh, well, he's not a board member.
I'm not on the board.
He was 20 years ago.
He was, though. He was,
I would
though.
take a bow. He's a perfect cop. They don't make many like Lieutenant Knapp. When you look up stoic in the dictionary, picture basically him. I mean, this guy minded his own business every day, came in, worked a full shift every minute of the, and
Sad to see him go.
I'm gonna miss him. He was, my whole entire career, he was with him, and he was a good one. And I'm definitely gonna miss him. And
he's still around, right? He's not like passing away.
I know, but
I'm
when
waiting for
you
you to shed a
see a
tear.
guy, my office is right next to his, and coming in every day for the past 2 years since he's been a lieutenant, and just as quiet and as much as he minded his own business, he was a pleasure to be around, and reliable and dependable as they come. And he's going to be missed. So.
Well, in our, any officer that retires in good standing, it is our tradition to turn over their service weapon to them, so we will be happy to extend that to the lieutenant.
Much
So
appreciated.
I just want to say a couple of things. I worked with Lieutenant Knapp for a while, and yeah, that's exactly that. He's a long time, actually, he was born in this town. He's a straight shooter, talks very little, knows a lot, and you really have to take words out of his mouth to get his opinion. But he's a great individual. He's a great law officer, and he's going to be an outstanding citizen, continue to be an outstanding citizen of our community. And I thank him for his service.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Can I ask Mr. Council for one question?
Sure.
I'm just curious, will there be a building permit poster posted before these people come back and do any work on the property?
Yes, it's a yellow.
No, I realize that, but I don't, you know, that they sneak in and start doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Why they don't have a permit.
It's supposed to be posted before they work.
Right, okay, okay, thank you. Okay, thanks. Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry, did anybody else want to say something fantastic about the retirement of Lieutenant Knapp?
Yes, he's going to be sorely missed, so please extend our congratulations to him and when he comes for his service.
Absolutely will, thank you.
I'm sure we'll still see him around town, so.
Maybe.
He's one of the farmers of Hudson Valley Fresh. Yeah. Yes, he,
Oh, so Peter, when he's getting all his chocolate milk.
exactly. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Number, well, I have two here.
Yeah, we got to skip.
Just go by the number, but forget about.
I have two here.
Okay, but look at number 1.
Recognize retirement.
No, ours isn't like that.
The first one was the hearing.
Yeah, that's incorrect. I go by the agenda. Okay, next. Councilman Arco.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we acknowledge the hiring of Charles Stanley and Chase Anjos as seasonal wingmen in the Highway Department.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilwoman Flores?
Nope, I support it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Number 3, Councilwoman Flores.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize awarding the Town Hall Cleaning Services contract to Facility Maintenance Group for $7,444 per month.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. So we've been back and forth for, I don't know, a long while with the cleaning services for the town, and it's, we had to go out for bid again. So let's see how this company fares. That's all really I could say. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Next, Councilman Marinaro.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we appoint Jacob Ryan, Kelly Keenan, and Kathleen Intravia as Assistant Camp Director, and also appoint Lizette Torres Perez as Camp Health Officer for the East Fishkill Summer Camp for 2026.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Councilman?
Oh, we'll welcome them back. They're good people.
Yeah.
They're very good. Can't wait to get camp opened up again.
Oh, yeah, especially the parents.
Oh, I'm sure.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Next one, Councilman Franco.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we grant permission to the Sons of Italy to use our Hopewell Recreation Area for their annual festival, which will run from Thursday, May 21st to Sunday, May 24th, 2026. Fireworks on Sunday.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
So it's that time again already.
It's a good
We're
day.
talking about Memorial Day weekend. That's great.
That's always a lot of fun.
Hopefully it's warmer than it is now. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. And thank you to the Sons of Italy always for all they do. And they always give a nice donation to our camp for our counselors. I mean, for our campers. Councilman Arco, next.
Can you give me a harder one with all these names? Mr. Supervisor, I move we acknowledge the hiring of Paul Murianka, David Burchal, Elijah Joviella, and the rehiring of Dylan Magnato as seasoned laborers in the Highway Department.
Excellent. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Councilwoman Flores, you discussed this with the highway superintendent as well?
Yes, we need our seasonal laborers.
Boy, do we.
Yeah, we do. And I always say, a pitch to the parents out there, please, if you want your kids to do some work, have them come do seasonal jobs with the highway department. They're outside doing work, earning money. They're not bothering you. They're actually doing things. Please have them apply. Plenty of work for them. There's plenty of work, and we love seasonal workers. We don't have to pay the benefits. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Councilwoman Flores?
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize the town grant writer to submit grant applications for 2026 that will assist the town with the approval of the town supervisor.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
So, as we all know, the dates for grants come upon us quickly, so it's always needed. We need a approval by the town board, and this will give a blanket approval for us to apply. Now, that doesn't stop. We still have to do all the application, and then if we are granted the grant, awarded the grant, I should say, then the town board has to approve that by resolution separately. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Next one, Councilman Marinaro.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize the awarding the bid for Veterans Park stump grinding to RTI Industry LLC for tree and log processing, not to exceed $13,000.
Thank you, Councilman. Do I have a second?
Second.
So, as we are now moving forward, finally, Councilman Franco, with the site, as everybody can see, there has been trees cut across the street. That is the start of our new Veterans Memorial Park. Any tree cutting has to be done by March 31st as per DEC law, New York State DEC law. And we are going to, obviously, with this resolution, grind the stumps. And we are in the process of approving a site plan. Is that correct? That's where we're at? Yes. With the Veterans Committee and the engineer or architect we hired. So it is moving along. We are starting to try to raise funds for the Veterans Park, as it is a costly park, but there are very generous people in our community, so thank you to all of them. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Veterans, Manny Bacon Post is very excited.
Yes, they are.
Okay, Councilman Franco next.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we award the concessions for Red Wing Park facility for the sum of $550 to Randy Baker and the Route 52 Complex Concession Facility to East Fishkill Soccer Club for the sum of $1,900.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? No? Were they the same as last year? Randy Baker, yep.
And normally the soccer club takes care of that. It's a fundraising.
On 52? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Councilman Arco, next.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize to advertise for an exclusive food truck concession at the Hopewell Recreation Park for the 2026 season.
Thank you, Councilman. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Here you go, Peter. Another one for you to review. Next, Councilwoman Flores.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize awarding the Beekman Culvert Removal Contract to Sunco, Inc. for an amount not to exceed $78,784.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
So this Beekman Sewer Repair Award, this was a FEMA project. FEMA pays 75%. New York State grant 12.5%, and the remainder 12.5% is incurred by the sewer district. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Councilman Marinaro?
Mr. Supervisor, I move we award the sidewalk mowing and snow and ice removal and treatment bid to Negri's Outdoor in the annual amount of $64,985.98.
Thank you, Councilman. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? So as you can see, the bids, he was the lowest bidder by far.
I think it makes sense to bundle.
Yes, it does.
First year we're bundling it.
Yep. Good idea. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Councilman Franco?
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize the supervisor to declare a water emergency for the Four Corners Water District.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
So discussion, so at the Four Corners Water District, there was, during the last storm, there was a very horrific winds that actually upended the cap of the tank. I mean, when you see that we had a drone go up there and take pictures, it was like, and this is a steel tank with a steel cap. And I couldn't believe that the winds did this. It was like they bent it over, the cap, to like open the tank. I just couldn't believe. I mean, it's 80 feet in the air, right? 80 feet. It was. So we had a meeting with the members of the Four Corners Water District, all the residents there, when we went through this with the Board of Health and the full emergency. And obviously, this only pertains to people of the Four Corner Water District, and obviously, any cost associated with that is only solely with the Four Corners Water District, which we are also in discussions with the insurance company. So, any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Next, Councilwoman Flores.
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize Detective Austin Nichols to attend a K-9 training from March 29th, 2026 through April 11th, 2026, being held in Sharpsville, Pennsylvania.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Chief, how's our detective doing?
He's doing absolutely fantastic. That drug task force doesn't stop. They're just out there every day, kind of protecting the streets, doing a fantastic job. And this K-9 is funded through the drug task force, so I'd like to thank the DA's office and the Dutchess County Sheriff's Office for financially handling that obligation. And it's a big lift, and the teamwork together with all those offices has been absolutely fantastic. So thank you to them.
And more training, the better, as we always like training.
Absolutely.
I had a great discussion, long discussion with the sheriff and the district attorney about the drug task force, and they are really doing some good work. Tremendous.
Right.
More the better there, too.
Absolutely.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, Councilman Marinaro?
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize changing the date and location for April's workshop meeting from April 9, 2026 to April 8, 2026 at 6 p.m. to be held at John Jay High School Auditorium located at 2012 Route 52, Opal Junction, New York.
Thank you, Councilman. Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. So, as I said in my comments, we will be having a forum for our next workshop meeting at John Jay High School, Wednesday, April 8th, 6 p.m. We are doing that in conjunction with the New York State Assemblyman's Office, New York State Senator's Office, surrounding town supervisors of the surrounding towns to address the cost of energy. We will be having Central Hudson as one of our guests to discuss and explain the charges on your bill and where those fees go. We also have invited New York State ISO. They're the independent system operator for all the power in New York State. As I mentioned in my comments as well, I attended a presentation from them this past week up at Dutchess, the Chamber of Commerce. And more information, the better. So please come out. Important meeting, so you could get all your questions answered by the authorities in the power companies and New York State. So, all All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Okay, Councilman Franco?
Mr. Supervisor, I move we authorize the pursuit of reclassifying the Hillside Lake Dam hazard and to implement any required dam safety compliance actions associated with the new classification from intermediate risk to low risk in the amount not to exceed $20,000.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Do I have a second?
Second.
So we've been, didn't we try this before?
Well, it's a little complicated. We had a grant in the past to replace the culvert. We didn't have
that was
enough
right.
funding at the time, so we turned it back in. We got a subsequent grant that did allow enough funding, so we're back on track trying to make this assessment as part of the project and lower the classification. By lowering the classification, we won't be on the hook for rebuilding the dam, so that's the goal.
And they have that earthen dam as well, so it's like a double dam.
That's what we're going to study now to
Right.
prove the structural stability of it. So this is the first step to do the borings.
Gotcha, okay. Any comments or questions?
So,
The engineer?
Scott, I've got a few phone calls regarding this issue. Do you mind to give us a little bit more detailed information for the community regarding exactly what the intent of this dam work is on?
Yeah, so to lower the classification of the dam, the concern is if the existing dam fails, it would overtop Hillside Lake Road. So once you overtop a county road or a major road, that's what kicks you into the B classification, intermediate risk. So the goal is to take the concrete portion out of the equation, because we know that's in poor condition, the spillway that everybody sees. Really change the dam to the earthen berm, okay? And then with that, we have to demonstrate that at 150% of the 100-year storm event will safely pass through that berm and pass underneath Hillside Lake Road. So we would have to size that culvert large enough to handle basically I won't say it's the 150-year event, it's 50% greater than the 100-year event. Okay, so those are the steps involved to get the classification lowered.
Okay.
And we don't have any information on that earthen berm, but everyone looks at it. We've lowered the pond, we know it holds, but now we have to prove it.
Thank
So
you,
if
sir.
that berm in the middle is secure and good, so the calculation is just based on the swimming hole? On the swimming part?
No, the swimming hole in itself is not a large enough volume of water to pose a hazard. It's the main body of the lake. So we can basically discount the swimming hole, and now it's the main body of the lake. And either the soil in that berm will be sufficient. If not, we could look at chemical grouting or some other means to reinforce it to make it sufficient. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, engineer. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. We have the additions. First one is a tax certiorari for 2603 Route 52. This is for years 24 and 25. Discussion and review with the town assessor. It was deemed that the reduction in the roll would be appropriate, and the town attorney being hereby has consented to execute a consent judgment and stipulation of settlement. So for year 24 and year 25, a reduction of $248,000 per year. Any comments or
It's
questions?
oftentimes on properties with changing conditions, rent rolls, et cetera, the assessments fluctuate, so these are adjustments. It sounds like a lot, but it's modest in the scheme.
In the value of the whole.
Right, and they submitted a preliminary assessment, so that was reviewed by the assessor, and she's in concurrence. And the one before it, T-Lime, number one, is bringing some agricultural properties in line with adjoining agricultural uses. It really doesn't diminish the taxes for us because it's agricultural land's assessed differently, so
Okay.
that's a short version.
So do I have a motion for tax certiorari for 2603 Route 52?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And do I have a motion for tax cert for T-Lime LLC?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Next, we have, I don't have an order for these, but next is the hiring of the Red Wing Director. So we have where the recommended Eric Puglisi as a Red Wing Director. And the town board appoints Eric Puglisi for the Red Wing Director, hourly salary of $21 per hour. And employment shall be from the time period that from which they are hired until the conclusion of the summertime program. You see the attachment from our rec director, Christine Selbach. And have you discussed?
He's been there for a number of years. He's a great kid. I've known him for about 20 years. He's good, knows all his kids.
And he has to start now so we can interview the lifeguards.
Yeah, right. All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. Next one I have is a resolution for the town of East Fishkill adopting the Dutchess County Hazardous Mitigation Plan update. So some years ago, we did our own hazard mitigation plan, and then subsequently Dutchess County. We're always before the county. We always do things before them. And then they got on board and did one, and they included all the towns and villages and cities to join in on their hazard mitigation plan. And that hazard mitigation plan is good for how long? 10, 15 years?
I don't think it's quite that long. I thought the
Yeah,
last was
10 years, maybe.
5 years?
Oh, 5 years. So every 5 years, this should be updated. So now the county is doing their update, which we want to be included with, so we don't have to do it again on our own.
Makes sense.
Right. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And if I could just add, if you recall down on Lake Drive, there were a couple homes applying for buyout.
The FEMA money.
And FEMA requires a hazard mitigation plan on file in order to
Yes.
pursue that. So once this is official, we can try to resume that.
Yeah, so if everybody remembers, there were several homes on Lake Drive, I believe.
In that vicinity.
Right, and we had to hold off on applying for this FEMA process because we needed a valid hazard mitigation plan, and ours was outdated, so luckily the county was doing it so we didn't have to go through the whole rigmarole again for us to do it.
I believe it was actually counties that had expired is what happened.
And they redid theirs too, so we joined in. And the next one is to authorize a sewer emergency repair at the Beekman Sewer District. Engineer, would you like to explain that?
Yeah, we're getting a groundwater infiltration at 2 locations, a pump station and a manhole. And it's a lot of water coming in, and it's more than the plant can handle. So we're not under a consent order yet, but we're trying to be
Avoid
ahead,
that.
be ahead of that, yeah.
Okay. So do I have a motion to authorize the emergency repair at the Beekman Sewer District?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried, thank you. No budget transfers tonight?
Oh, yeah, we do have them.
Yeah, like a ton.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Everybody has reviewed the budget transfers?
Yes.
Any comments or questions for the town controller? So would the town controller like to just give an overview why we do these budget transfers at this time period?
Yeah,
of the
these
year?
are actually for the 2025 fiscal year. A lot of times, the budget only gets exceeded at the very end of the year, and we still had expenses dribbling in, January, February, even into March, that were related to 2025. So almost all of these transfers are funded within the department. So it's one line within a department that is underspent, funding a line that is getting overspent. They're fairly small in nature. Where that doesn't exist, where it's not another line funding it, it's being funded by additional revenues specific to that overage. So there's no additional allocation of fund balance. These are all self-funding transfers, basically.
Do I have a motion to adopt the budget transfers?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Comptroller. Comments? Chief, how are you?
I'm fantastic, Supervisor.
You made it.
I always do.
What you got for us?
Just to go over some in-house stuff, we just wrapped up our yearly evaluations, and that's where we pull every officer aside, go through the basically good, bad, ugly, how to improve, what looks good, and just to give you guys an update, as you already know, we have a fairly young department, a lot of officers within that 3 to 5 year range, and this eval you came across feeling very good about the shape of the department. A lot of the young guys that we asked to, do certain things over the past couple years to improve as officers have certainly done so and are coming along very, very well. So I'm very kind of proud of our department that we have, and to keep moving forward into the future, it looks bright. So that is certainly something I would like to update you guys on. And one of our young officers, he's developing into a real another great hire, PO Officer Costello. He, believe the 3rd year in a row, won a DWI award with the Dutchess County. So he'll be attending that at the beginning of next month. And then, so I don't have to keep bragging about ourselves, the liaison has been very helpful, and I'll kind of let him take some things from there about the department. So, cool.
Great, thanks, Chief.
You're very welcome.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Tired. Busy.
Oh, you requested, Gina
Yes.
said you requested a picture.
Yeah, so
Let me see, I don't know, I'm not that good with this here.
I thought it'd be nice to show the public what the graduation kind of looked like, and so we took some pictures. Officer Stannis and I were up in the mezzanine.
Those are the best seats.
Oh, they were the best seats. Front row center. We were heckling you a little bit.
Yeah, why didn't I get that good seat?
You
I
were
was
up on
the
stage. Yeah.
Big shots on the stage.
So that's our new officer there, next to Kurt. The sheriff did a phenomenal job on the graduation. I mean, it was the right amount of time, the right amount of bling, and
hell of an MC he is.
Yeah, it was really good. So I'll start getting into my update. So I had the privilege of attending the 29th Dutchess County Law Enforcement Academy graduation alongside our supervisor, Chief Kachia, and Lieutenant Stannis, in support of our newest police officer, Nicholas Deacon. The path to joining the East Fishkill Police Department is anything but easy. Candidates must first distinguish themselves through a highly competitive process, including final interviews with department leadership and a rigorous panel interview with all 5 board members. Officer Deacon stood out from the start. During his interview, he impressed me with several of his responses. Most memorably, he was the only candidate ready to put handcuffs on Councilwoman Flores based on one of her scenario questions, which was actually really good for him. So what truly set him apart, however, was not just his presence, but his determination. He successfully completed 6 months academy while maintaining a full-time college schedule. That's impressive right there. And then he ended up winning the award for academics, which was nice. So an accomplishment that speaks volumes about his discipline and commitment. Congratulations, Officer Deacon. I look forward to watching your continued growth and success with the East Fishkill Police Department. I also wanted to recognize some outstanding police work this past month, particularly in the successful location of a missing 14-year-old boy this past week. A few hours after the incident, I sat down with Lieutenant Stannis, who walked me through an impressive sequence of coordinated efforts involving multiple East Fishkill officers, along with a Putnam County detective who was also a former member of the department, all of whom played a role in ensuring the youth's safe return home. What stood out most was Lieutenant Stannis' leadership in the critical stages of the search. He quickly organized a morning grid search, had the foresight to position himself strategically, allowing him to better observe the area and ultimately identify where the boy was moving. The outcome was a direct result of strong communication, coordinated teamwork, and sharp, instinctive police work. Thank you, Lieutenant Stannis, for your outstanding service and dedication to our community. This was another excellent example of what can be accomplished when a team works together effectively. He will either body slam me at defensive tactics or shoot me at the next active shooter drill. Though I know he hates that I'm recognizing him, he much deserves this recognition. So please extend that to him tomorrow when you see him. Certainly will. I had the privilege of shadowing one of our East Fishkill Police Department school resource officers Tuesday at Gayhead Elementary School. Thank you, Principal Daly and Officer Montagna, for the opportunity. During my visit, I was also able to observe a lockdown drill firsthand. I had 4 kids go through the school district and never knew what was entailed other than they were locked in a room. So during my visit, I watched close collaboration between our police department, FBI agents, New York State Police, and local school districts through these types of programs and exercises plays a critical role in maintaining a safe environment for both our students and staff. I look forward to continuing to learn more about the SRO program across all educational levels. Officer White's next at John Jay. And last but not least, on police, I think Officer Montagna should be paying us for the SRO position because she enjoys her job way too much, okay? All jokes aside, she is exactly the right person for this role. Despite only serving as an SRO since October, it was remarkable to see the strong relationship she has already built with the students. I witnessed more than 10 children coming off the bus and running up to her to give her a hug. So it was very, very nice to see, and you know, again, the team is just amazing down there at the police department. This past Tuesday evening, I coordinated a prospective battery energy storage system developer to present to our fire district commissioners and their leadership, as well as our town engineer and planner. This proactive approach to emerging technologies continues to position our community for success. Should a formal application be submitted, we are now well prepared with both in-house expertise and access to specialized consultants to effectively evaluate all aspects of a project such as this. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Marinaro?
So since our last meeting last month, I had promised the community to look into some of the issues regarding our high electric bills in our community. And to start off, I want to thank the town supervisor and the town board for allowing to change the meeting for next month and to address the community at John Jay on April 8th. Thank you very much. This was put together by our local assemblyman, AJ Bepan, and doing some research through the process, you know, it all comes up to finding out what you really don't want to find out. And I have addressed the community with some of these issues. Many times when people get the high electric bills, they blame Central Hudson for raising the rates. Not necessarily that's the case. As I found out through doing some research, there was a Senate and Assembly bill enacted in 2019, June 18, by then Governor Cuomo. And basically, it's the Green Energy Plan. It's a Green Energy Act where in this act, at the time, they voted on the shutting down of Indian Point, which was supposed to happen in 2021. And that's what happened. So by putting that plan in place, our community lost about 30–40% of the cost savings for our energy usage. In this document, it's Senate 6599 and Assembly 8429. Those are the documents number. Anybody could download this document and read it. There is a plan where year by year, they want to diminish the CO2 consumption or reduce the consumption of CO2 in New York State. They're a very aggressive plan. At the end of the day, these plans are paid by the taxpayers. it is unfair to attack our local energy supplier. At this point in time, in New York State, we do not create any more local energy. We only, at least in the Hudson Valley, we only transport energy from other area and supply it to our community. So we buy and transport energy. We don't create it. This mechanism is the result of the high cost. Now, everybody's been complaining that their bills have been extremely high. So if everybody has seen their bills, there is a delivery charge on their bill. That many times the delivery charge is 3 or 4 times what the actual consumption of energy is. Those are the fees imposed by New York State through this document that collect those fees for future plans of energy development. And most of the time, it's through solar or other form of energy, not the conventional way that we have been producing energy in our localities. I personally think that this plan has made our lives unbearable. It's unaffordable. When our governor right now is talking about affordability, she is the only one right now, and there is a discussion in Albany about the budget. And talking to state assemblymen and state senators, she's the only one right now that has the power to make a change to this plan. With the strike of a pen, she could reduce or change or alter the way our energy bills are paid for. So I implore anybody that is concerned, which is there is a lot of people in the community. Right now, that I know of, there is 5 families in the town of East Fishkill that are without power, without energy, since February 28, 2026. These are families that don't want handouts. I reached out to them and I seen if I could help them through the county. They said, no, we never needed this before. We always paid our bills, but they fell behind because of this triple net delivery charge. This is unfair. There is another document that I just Googled. Anybody could do it. It's the 2019 Renewable Energy from New York State. And then Governor Cuomo, it's called the CLCPA, Climate Leadership Community Protection Plan. And this addressed that by 2030, they wanted to reduce by 40% the greenhouse gases emissions. And guess what? In Dutchess County over here, there was a discussion at the Dutchess County level to shut down the incinerator in the town, in the city of Poughkeepsie, where right now we bring our garbage and it's incinerated. I have been in the town where our local company has come and asked if there is property available for them to put their garbage together before they have to transport it out of the state. Guess what, everybody in this community? If in the near future your pickup garbage is tripling in the cost, it's not because our local company is raising their fees. It's because of these documents imposed by New York State mandates that unfortunately make the life of every business person and every person in this community unbearable and unaffordable. I hope that anybody that has the opportunity does themselves a favor, call the governor's office. The number at the governor's office right now is 518-474-8390. Tell the governor to put an end to this plan, not to alter temporarily, but find solution to supply cheap energy for the people in the Hudson Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Also, I just want to wish everybody in the community happy Passover and a happy Easter.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Franco.
Very good, how are you? Scott, I need to ask you a quick question. I don't know if you're going to know this answer or not, but I've had requests for fish at Hillside Lake. Would the infiltration system that's there, would that be impacted in any way?
No.
That'd be fine? Yeah. All right. There'll be somebody who's watching right now, you'll be very happy. Thank you.
Now, what kind of fish you put in there is a different story.
They got guppies.
Probably trouts, right? Trouts?
Guppies.
What kind of fish?
Probably catfish and,
I think catfish might be okay.
yeah, carp.
I second that.
Shad.
Yeah.
Bass, I don't think so.
Second.
Well, Lake Walton was only at best 3 feet deep, and there were largemouth bass.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure that's as deep as it was? That was deeper than that.
At Lake Walton, there were some shallow areas there.
Yeah.
Wait, the swimming hole is only this deep?
The whole lake's that deep.
Well,
You
I
can
know the
walk
lake
across
part,
that
but we used to
lake.
swim in that swimming hole. I mean, there was a diving board
I
where the
think the
dam
swimming
is.
hole is deeper, but the main lake, you can literally walk across
Yeah,
the main
it's
lake.
shallow.
About 20 feet in the deep end.
In the deep end, right?
Yeah, it's about 20 feet.
Except for what's in it. It's stuck.
Just another reminder, this Saturday is cleanup day, as the supervisor was saying. It's always a lot of fun. Do a great job in our community, everybody coming together. We get a lot of the sports teams that come out, most of them anyway, come out and help. That's at 8 a.m., and like the supervisor said, we come a little early and we'll feed you, give you some coffee and some donuts and bagels. April 11th is our opening day, weather permitting. A lot of the leagues have asked if we can open things up a little earlier. With a lot of the travel teams and a lot of the schedules that are going around, they need the fields open earlier. And again, weather permitting, Ryan from maintenance has been doing a phenomenal job. He's really picked up, and we're really proud to have him, the stuff that he's doing there. 4/25, April 25th is our spring event, co-hosted with the East Fishkill PBA from 11 to 1 at the East Fishkill Community Center. Residents could register for eastfishkillrecreation.com. It won't be called the annual Easter egg hunt because they're having the event after Easter, so
Yeah, but it's the Easter egg hunt.
I understand that, but if I call it the Easter egg hunt, then you would complain that it's after Easter. How can we call it the Easter egg hunt?
I gotta
You would.
complain.
Yeah, okay. So it's combined with an Arbor Day celebration and turning into a joyful welcome into the spring, which hopefully we'll get here soon. Our early registration for summer camp is still open. March 30th starts registration for adult golf lessons. All lessons are held at Beekman Golf Course. Women's basketball registration is open. There are more programs to come. Keep checking East Fishkill Rec website or follow them on Facebook. Any questions or on programs or trips, contact the rec office at any time, 845-226-8395.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Flores, how's it going?
Living the dream. Our highway superintendent is unable to attend tonight, so he gave me his comments to share with all of you. Now that the winter is finally behind us, the highway department has begun working on spring cleanup, curbing and basin repairs, and soon they should be able to tackle the needed shoulder repairs as well. The harsh winter left us with many potholes, and they have a pothole repair crew out every day, weather permitting. And now that the blacktop plants are starting to open up, they are able to obtain the hot asphalt needed to make more permanent repairs. Our beautification team is now planning spring cleanup of our town gardens. And our VACCON has begun our annual basin cleaning work to keep the water flowing in our drainage systems. And in my mind, nothing says spring like when the street sweepers come.
Right.
And they will start on Monday, March 30th, to tackle all that winter debris that has been left on our roads. Usually takes about 4 to 5 weeks, depending on the weather. They ask to please be mindful to make sure your garbage cans are not on the road and that vehicles are not parked in the roadway as well during that time. It takes about, as I said, 4 to 5 weeks. And we're working on trying to put out potential schedules a week in advance so you have an idea of when they'll be coming on your roads. So that's it for highway. Our assessor's office is processing exemption applications and completing valuations. The change of assessment notices will be sent out on or around May 1st. And then finally, as the supervisor indicated, we are seeking volunteers to be part of our Master Plan Implementation Citizen Committee. The committee will represent the community and will provide updates on progress of implementation plans to solicit ideas and feedback. The time commitment is basically one meeting per quarter with homework in between. So please submit your letters of interest by April 1st, so we can finalize hopefully at our April meeting. And thank you to those who have already submitted their letters. And happy Easter and happy Passover to everyone.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Clerk, anything to say?
Just an update, the food trucks have started to come out and get their permits, and also hopefully the farmers market plans to start next month on the 11th.
Really?
Looking forward to that.
They're not scared of the snow. That proved that last year when they were out there for the first 3 weeks in the snow. Some of them will start next week. Most of them they'll start building up through May. And that's it, and there's no chocolate milk. I haven't had chocolate milk in 2 years.
Oh, why?
You don't know, you're closed.
No more?
Open your place again, I can get chocolate milk.
Just Mountain Dew now? Only Mountain Dew?
That soda, 3.
No Mountain Dew either? Good man. Okay, so our next town board meeting, like we mentioned, is at John Jay High School on April 8th. That's a Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. Like I said, and Councilman Marinaro explained that this is a special meeting to discuss electric costs with several members of the State Assembly and also surrounding supervisors, so please get there. And please have a very happy, enjoyable Passover and a wonderful Easter to everyone, and please be safe. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Good sound.
The streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for the place called Lee Ho Fooks. Gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Your kitchen door. You better not let him in. Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Lately he's been overheard in Mayfair. You better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet his tailor. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Well, I saw Lon Chaney walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw at Trader Vic's. His hair was perfect.